Hello, everyone. Okay, I'm using Photomator to show you some pictures I've been taking with the ZR, just photographs, all right? And I'm going to tell you when it's in HLG or HDR or whatever, and which this first picture is. And it'll show you on the left-hand side, it's 6K by 4, or it's really 6K. But the HLG, the lowest ISO it can do is 400, okay? I used the 50 millimeter f1.8, and you can see it's at f16, and it's 1/128th of a second. Uh, it's basically an HEIC file, which is kind of like JPEG but you can do some different things with it. But this is the first picture. You can see how dark it is. But if you want to see a lot of high dynamic range, there you go. If we go to the next one, let's see. If I go to this one, yeah. Now these three are ISO, just to show you. So it's not as dark. This is just plain JPEGs, okay? This one's another one of the stars, and I moved a little bit. And this is probably the best one. But then I went to HLG or HDR. So let's go to the next one. And you can see how dark it is. And this is still at f16, 400 millimeters. I will be changing that out. But I just want to show you how dark it is in HLG. Now, this is how you brighten it up. You still at 1/128th, but what I was doing was I wasn't letting the camera adjust to um, the exposure. So I figured that out and I started doing this. But look how sharp and clear the pictures are. And this is without an EVF, okay? It's all by the LCD screen. And as you can see, beautiful colors. You can see how dark it is and how bright it can get. So this is HLG on the Nikon ZR. Now I um did do some RAW. We'll see if they load on this program. Um, Nikon wants you to sign in, but I was having trouble signing in, so I just removed the program. Their DX Studio. I had the 1.84, which was good, but it couldn't view any of the RAW files. So let's see if this program can do it also. But you can see dark right here, brighter, but look at the colors. I think I can magnify it too, but I'm not going to do that. So this is your HDR, folks, HLG for the ZR. The Z63 can do the same thing. Next video I'm going to do is basically, see, still at 400 and at f16. But you'll see that when I brighten it up, how the exposure changes. F16. And you see, even at f16, you just wait for the camera. And like you're viewing here, it's taking a while. You can see how dark it is. I got a little bit closer, but this time I put it up to 800 just to show you. So from the previous at 400, 800, it brightens up, and you still don't see any noise. Um, I think it's supposed to be 6400, but I don't know if that's just on the video part or on the photograph. It jumped to 800. So I think for photographs, it's 400, 800. On the video, it's 400 or 6400, something like that with the ISO. But here's 800 again. So it's a lot brighter on the shade. Same thing here. This is all at f16. Now, even at 800, you have to slow down and do it a couple times for the camera to get the right exposure. All right. And sometimes I get a little impatient. And this time I, waited a little bit. But you see? And this is a lot better. This out of the previous two, this is a lot better at 800. And this is at 800, but you can see how bright it is now. But you can see a little bit more of the grass and the shade. So I was messing with the 400 or 800, then I'm used to the Z6 III. And this, if it's a bright scene, I usually go to 400. If it's a darker scene, then I go to 800. And you see, didn't expose it right. Went inside the TV. Now went to f1.8, okay? And I was a little bit too close to TV. And you see, unsupported RAW file. And there's these three files. Now, I don't know if they'll recognize that. Yeah, these are RAWs. So where it says RAW, it doesn't support it. But when you go to HIFE again, and this time you can see that ISO 800 at f1.8. And now, for exposures and stuff, I can put it back, but you can make it like black and white. Look at that. See, that's why I like this program. You can do different things. You can do the color wheels and stuff. But I'll just leave that alone. And I'll get out of there. Done. But look at the colors. Look how sharp it is. And these colors are accurate. And as you can see, f1.8, ISO 180. So I took it out of, I put it in SDR this time, okay? Took it out of HDR. And what I wanted to show you is these pictures are fantastic. That's why I never dealt with the HLG. That's a little bit overblown right there. But you see the ISO is 100. So I should have put it like at f8 or something like that. So I put this at F4. I put it in program mode, and it does it automatically. And look at, you can see how clear it is when you can see the reflection in the bird bath. And look how sharp and clear all these photographs are, just out of the ZR. Look at that. Through the mesh, you can see my dog. Go inside, look at the colors and the shade, all right? Do you really need HLG? If you do it in red or whatever, you're supposed to get 15 stops, but that's basically for video, okay? I didn't do it. The next video I'm going to do on this is I'll have it in red with the LUTs and everything like that. But look at the colors. Look at the TV. Look at, you know, how dark it is on the inside. All right. The ISO only went up to 900, but it looks fantastic. And then at nighttime, look at this. This camera does a fantastic job if you have a great lens. And there's the moon. Look how sharp that is. And then the light bulbs and stuff. Yellow lights, white lights. This is a ditch right here. This is Christmas lights. But look at the colors. All the colors are accurate. It's great in low light. Look at this, 6400. I capped it at 6400, so you don't get to see much noise. And that's the second ISO setting, basically. Then I went back inside, still at 6400. Turn on the light, and I went to 1000. And this is a 50 millimeter f1.8. Now, sometimes if my dog moved quickly, but look at, it's blurry here, but it's sharp right here. And then it's blurry down there. And then he stopped to look at me. Look at those eyes, just looking at you. And then did another shot on the moon in the backyard. So you can see the full moon and then the brightness. But look how dark it is around. Fantastic. And then in the backyard. So all these pictures are fantastic with this camera. This camera can do photographs. Now there's some trees and stuff, so this isn't really in focus, but this is, that is. Just want to show you how dark it was. This is the fence. There's a post right there, but you can't see it. And you see I took another shot. This time I moved the ISO to 16,000. Okay, I think the previous was 64. Yeah. So I moved it up to 16,000. All right. And if we do a comparison, uh, where is it? Is it this one? Yeah. Okay. So you see, that's capped at 6,400. And this, wrong one. Yeah, this one's at 16,000. So does that look sharper, even if it's darker, compared to This one right here. And you see, look at the sky. So you see more noise. But does this look better than this? That's why I usually kept it at 6400. So that's the difference you'll see. Okay. So see, it's different lighting. It's at 16,000, but you start to see a little bit more noise, but still it's good. But I usually cap it at 6400. Just want to show you the difference. And then the stars, okay? So when you turn it ISO, you get not as dark sky, all right, with the stars. Like the first three I showed you in aperture priority mode. This is, I think, in manual mode. But look at all the stars. Look how sharp and clear they are. I didn't have much movement at all. Okay. 16,000. And then, of course, the ISO. All right. But at 16,000. And what I've noticed is when in manual mode, it didn't move as much. Uh, what I'm saying is, I think it does a difference if you change the modes on the camera. Yes, you can see all the stars, but you can see more movement. So this was like at 1/4 of a second. And if we go back to manual mode, see, 1/90th. So when you're in aperture priority, it figures out what the best picture quality is. I like this much better. And of course, you know, it's 1/5 of a second. It doesn't look as sharp as the other ones. So if I had to rate pictures, let's see, what was it? This one? See, that's great color. Yeah, this is my favorite right here. Okay. So what do you think? Is it well worth it? Um, it's a good camera. I was surprised. I love using the ISO or the aperture priority, but program will work also. But I usually leave it at manual mode, leave the ISO at 6400 as the highest, and then it's good all the way down. If you put it in HLG, it only goes to 400 ISO, and I showed you how dark it is. You can try to edit and stuff, but it's not worth it. I can show you in the Final Cut Pro, whatever, if you want to brighten it up or something like that, but it's not worth it. You just relax. I never use HDR. I rather just use the manual mode, uh, 800 or 6400. Um, and the pictures look great. Okay. So the next one I'll do was with the um, red, taking photographs and stuff. And we'll see what happens. Uh, I don't know if this program can read it because I tried the RAW and it didn't work. I tried it on the Nikon Studio didn't work. So then when I tried to upgrade to the latest version, they were having a problem accepting my password. So I can't show you anything like that. What I can show you is on the video part now with the LG 310. On the HLG, I think it's just for photographs, but I'll try it, see what happens. And you'll see a video of that after this. So thank you for watching. Remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you next time. Bye, folks. Have a wonderful day.